Hi, welcome back to Carly's Creations. I'm Carly, and today we are going to work on some really cute little Christmas ornaments. So, come out super cute. The font is like a Randun, I think that's how you say the name, inspiration. So they're super cute. They're easy to do. You can tie any ribbon to them. They're a great little add-on gift. They're great to wrap on Christmas presents. They are great if you are doing a holiday boutique and you want a little something, you know, one of those little items to sell. Great for so much stuff. So I'm going to show you how I do it. Okay, so I get these little ornaments. They come in a pack of 2, and I get them from my local Dollar Tree, excuse me. So they are 2 for $1. So these cost maybe 35 cents each to make by the time you factor in the cost for the bulbs and the paint and ribbon, things like that, and your vinyl. So the ribbon I did find, here's another one. The ribbon I found also at the Dollar Tree. So I got a spool of the ribbon for $1. So I'm going to go to Michael's and I'm going to find a plaid one and just do a couple different varieties and different looks for those. So that's what I have right there. And then we're going to use acrylic paint and a paper cup. Super easy. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to paint our bulbs here. You're going to very gently take out the little top there. Alright, the cup we're going to use to catch our paint. So you can do all kinds of different colors. I might do some that are red, maybe with some white writing. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take the paint and I'm going to just drip, sorry, I'm trying to get a good view here. I'm going to drip a decent amount of the paint inside the bulb. And then I'm going to just slowly tip it and turn. We're going to get all that paint inside. These are plastic bulbs. You can do the same thing to glass bulbs. I got plastic. I was worried about them breaking, but you can do the exact same thing to glass bulbs as well. I'm going to add a little bit more paint. Make sure we get a really good coverage all inside. I'm going to add a little bit more. I add a little bit as I go on, just so I make sure I'm not adding too much. I'm going to get all around the rim there. And then we're going to hang the ornament. We're going to tip it upside down on the cup here. And it's going to catch all of our excess paint. We're going to do the same thing as we do with glitter. And I'm just going to pour that paint right back into the container. So same concept as glitter, you're really not using that much. You're using very little. Okay, there we go. I'm going to let that drip. And I'll show you. Well, that's just going to drip on out. So I let this drip for probably about 10 minutes. Make sure we get all that excess paint out. And then I will go ahead and pour my paint back into my container here. And then I let my bulb dry, I don't know, for another 15-20 minutes. We're going to do that. So we're going to let that drip. You can set it in as well, depending on the size of your cup. If you have a big cup, you don't want to set it in because you don't want your bulb sitting in paint, but if you have a smaller cup, you can just drop it in, let it drip, and then we'll come back when it's dry. Okay, so while I was waiting for my white to dry, which I have set aside over here, it's almost dry, I decided to go ahead and do a red one, and it dawned on me, just put the bulb back on the paint. So that does make it easier. So either way, so anyways, I just wanted to add in that little tidbit, and the red is really pretty, so I'm going to do a white vinyl on this with the plaid tie, and our white is right here. It is almost dry. I'm going to wait a couple more minutes and then we'll be back and I will show you how to add the vinyl and the top and complete our project. Okay, so our bulbs are almost dry and I have my words cut out, which I cut out on my Silhouette Cameo 3. And if you'd like to see how I did that and how I make projects with the Cameo, just let me know in the comments below and I'd be happy to do some videos for you. So I cut out more words than what I'm going to use today, obviously. So I'm going to pick, I'm just going to do these two. Okay, so this is Joy and I have Noel here. So we're going to do the black writing on the white one and then the white writing on the red one. So normally when I weed my images, I will do a reverse weeding, meaning I will take this big part off and I will pull it up and have the image there. But because of this font, if you look at it right here, it's super skinny. So it can be a little temperamental when doing that. So for this font, I don't do that. I find when I do that, then these little pieces start to tear. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to weed out just the middle parts that I would normally would. So the middle of the O. I have my handy little guy right here. This thing is awesome. If you do a lot of this, it will save you so you don't have these pieces all over the floor. All right, so I just have those. I'll do those later. And then I'm going to get my transfer tape. I'm going to push it on the image there. Okay. Same thing to the other one. Okay, so now I have those ready. Oops. All right, we're going to go ahead and put the tops back onto our bulbs. So I'm sure many of you have done this. You're just going to pinch this little guy right here and squeeze it right into the top. And it is still a little bit of wet, but that's okay. So I just got to lower my fingers, but you can't even tell. That's the best part. And that will just keep drying in there, so. Same thing to the other one. Plop it right down in there. There we go, okay. All right, so we're gonna start with the white one. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. With tumblers, you can have, you know, I use the packing bubbles to hold my tumbler flat and straight so I can put on my image. These are a little bit trickier because of their shape and they're wobbly. So I think for me, this is the hardest part of the whole process, is getting the word on there correctly and getting it to lay flat because it's such a curve. All right, so I'm going to be very gentle with pulling this image off because those letters are so tiny. I actually just realized I'm doing it upside down, so that doesn't matter. Okay. If it gets stuck, I just get my little tweezers here. I'm just going to kind of gently pull that down. There we go. There we go. Okay. So we have our word, Joy. I'm going to flatten this little O out real quick. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to find a spot. And I'm going to go ahead and apply it. So I'm going to gently put it down and I'm going to hold the center. And then I'm just going to kind of gently rub my finger up and down. I'm going to make sure this is straight and that this vinyl is going on flat. We don't have any bubbles in that vinyl there. Now, these are plastic. So because they're plastic, you can't push too hard. So you have to just keep that in mind. Be mindful of that. We're going to get that on there straight. And then very carefully pull it off. Okay, so sorry about that. A phone call came through. It's the downside of filming on your phone. So, okay, so we got that one done. Let's go ahead and do the next one. All right, same thing. Pull off very carefully, very slowly. These letters are a little tricky to begin with anyways, but when they're smaller, it's even harder. And I believe I did find this font. I found it, I don't know if it was on Pinterest. I've had it for a while. It's called The Skinny. If you haven't heard of the website DaFont, it's D-A-F-O-N-T. I get a lot of my fonts from there, and they're awesome, and they have just hundreds and hundreds of fonts, so you can probably find it on there. Okay, so same thing. Gonna get that on there straight. Press down in the middle. And just kind of work with it a little bit. Sometimes it takes a little configuring. And if there's some pieces that don't go on straight, then I usually just kind of adjust them and fix them, excuse me, once I get my transfer tape off. All right, there we go. So this part right here, so this had a little bubble. So I'm just gonna grab my tweezers. I pull it up and just lay it flat. Okay. Make sure that's on there good. Another little piece. There we go. And just push it down as firmly as you can. This is a permanent vinyl. Definitely want to use a permanent one so it'll stay on there longer. Okay, so now we're going to add our ribbon. This is the ribbon. I got 12 feet of ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and it's just a red glitter. Like I said, I still want to go get a plaid one and do a couple different ribbons just to mix it up a little bit. So we're just going to go ahead and tie. You can tie a bow. I would just get a small ribbon. Don't get a big one unless you're doing a big bulb. So for these, I'm just tying, I'm not tying a bow. I'm just kind of doing a little tie like that. And then this ribbon is a little stiff. So just kind of play around with it until you kind of get the look that you want. Ribbon can be your best friend or your worst nightmare. There we go. So there's Joy. We'll put Joy in there. Now for this one, I'm not going to use the red ribbon because it's a red bowl. I don't have the plaid ribbon yet, but I always have endless amounts of twine. So this one I'm going to use some twine on. And this one I'll probably do more of a bow and maybe have some streamers coming down. So I want to make them all different. These are going to be at my holiday boutique. If you are local to me, on December 8th, I will be having a holiday boutique, and I'd love to have you come by. Just going to have some coffee and some snacks and treats and all kinds of good stuff and all of my inventory and goodies out. So, okay. So this one I'm going to tie a little bit more of a bow. And just kind of play around with it until you get the look, size, all that you want. There we go. So now these I'm just going to cut off because they're a little bit too long for my liking. You can add some holly to it, a little bit of holly leaves on there, some mistletoe. Really, the possibilities are endless. And there you go. And there's that one. So we'll add that one to the pile. And that's it. They're super easy. They take hardly any time. I can probably knock out a couple of them just sitting here. They maybe take 5 minutes or so to make, not very long. Super easy, super inexpensive, and a cute way to decorate with the holidays. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, let me know below. And like always, I will link everything that I've used in my video here for you to see. And if you haven't joined my Facebook group yet, I would love to have you. It's Carly's Kreations Tumblers and More. I just gave away some glitter from my new glitter line, and I'll be doing another giveaway when we hit 100 members. So we're really close to that. If you'd love to join, we'd love to have you. It's a fun, laid-back environment. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would appreciate it. Like the video, and we'll see you next time.